Are you comfortable?
No, but I don't think I'm gonna get comfortable.
No,
So.
probably not.
Oh God, it's over. It's over.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah.
Sorry for the language, kiddies.
No, this is a rated R stream.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
XXX?
Well, no, not quite.
God damn
I actually have.
Twitch doesn't allow that yet?
I don't actually know if I have the setting ticked for mature audiences only on Twitch.
Once you hit live, I have to sneeze.
Well, sneeze, let it out. Just don't do it in my intro. I'm doing the intro right now.
Go.
Welcome everybody to the Beards and Blush podcast.
It's
minus
the
the
Beards and
blush,
Blush.
tonight. Yeah. It's just the Beard podcast, and then whatever the fuck he's got going on over there.
Hey, I'm trying. I'm working on it.
How long you been trying that?
Don't ask that question.
As always, we are live streaming on YouTube and live streaming on Twitch at Beards and Blush. Look us up. Follow us on Twitter at Beards and Blush. We'll have the audio coming on iTunes and Spotify. Spotify's coming, I promise. I promise. I really do. Let's see. What else do we got here? YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Beards and Blush. Audio kit. That's it. And Kendall says that my intro is too long. It's literally over.
It's done. It was nothing.
By the way, for those of you wondering why I have this pretty mug over here and not Kendall's, Kendall is in Ireland currently. She is on vacation for the next week. So I have some of you in the live chat will know him by Wizix, spelled with 2 V's because Vavizix. His name is Eli. But I have him here instead. And then on Monday, sponsored by Angry Orchard.
Oh, no.
On Monday, I'll be doing a solo stream. And I have all kind tore the label off of it.
You gotta watch that demonetization.
I don't give a shit. I'm not even running ads on these things anyways. We have like 35 subscribers. What am I?
Hey, that's 35 more than me.
Yeah, you're right. I am going to ask you later why you don't have a YouTube. Don't answer it. Later on.
Gotcha.
Later, Graham. Yeah, that's it for the intro. I guess Eli really wanted an intro song.
I did.
And I don't have anything prepared.
He doesn't.
So. And that's it. Welcome to Beards and Blush.
Nice. This is it. You needed to fade out, and I could have said that.
I could have done it like one more segment
One more
longer.
round and
Yeah.
then started to fade, and I'll be like, "Welcome to Beards
I
and
could have.
Blush."
I could actually do that.
Let's do it.
No, I'm not gonna do it now.
Okay.
Next time, I'll do it on the solo one.
Oh, okay.
Probably
if you
not.
could do all of that at the same time, I would definitely subscribe.
Yeah. So
Like tier 3.
I wasn't.
It's only $12.50.
It is. Why is it only
It's
$12.50?
$25, but that's
Oh,
divided by
$12.50
2.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So I wasn't I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to do it now.
We're from Jersey.
Yeah. Kendall really insisted that we did the low point and high point, so we're gonna start off with the low point of your life. No,
I'm just gonna do the low point of my week.
Yeah, there you go.
Low point of my week was definitely I'm at my new job. I'm a truck driver, and we had a layover in Indianapolis. And what a layover is where you have so many stops, so many gas stations you gotta go to, that there's just not enough in one day.
What were you hauling?
Groceries.
Oh, okay. So you're actually like dropping off at places.
Yeah.
Got it.
And we can only do about 10 a day because you can only drive 11 hours and you can only work.
Oh, so they actually have like a set number of hours that you can drive in the day?
Yep.
That's kind of fucked up because do you get still get paid for being in the truck but not on the road?
Yeah, you get paid for, well, I mean, technically, there's 5 different aspects of getting paid.
Okay.
I don't know all of them, but it's like how much the load weighs, how many stops there are,
Right.
mileage, something else, and something else.
Mm-hmm.
and that's all I know. But
I'm assuming the pay rate is different.
I don't get paid that yet because I'm a trainee.
Oh.
But
So are you just like free child labor right now or what?
pretty much, pretty much.
Okay.
So we got done with our 10th or 11th store, and we're ready to call it a night. It's like 7:30 at night, and there's a Red Roof Inn right across the street. So we go over there.
High quality place.
Oh,
this
yeah, well-
podcast is brought to you by Red Roof Inn.
A lot better than a fucking Super 8.
Whoa,
What?
don't be bashing Super 8 on my podcast.
Whoa!
right.
Sorry, I didn't know they were.
I know
sponsors,
they
too.
don't leave the light on for you, but
Isn't that Motel 3 or something?
6.
Six. Oh, sorry.
Super 8, Motel 6.
So we get there, and we're like, "Hey, looking for a room for the night?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, the FFA is in town for a convention,
The fuck is the FFA?
Future Farmers of America."
Oh, okay.
So Indy was filled with thousands upon thousands of
Rednecks?
preteens.
Oh,
Redneck
preteens.
So we did not get a room at the Red Roof Inn. So we go
Oh,
across the street to La Quinta.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Stepping
yeah.
up to like.
Yeah. They're booked.
Wow.
Every place was booked within a 30-mile radius. Except one. They were like 20 minutes away.
Mm.
But
what'd you do?
that was 2.5 hours later.
Wait, so you said are you riding with somebody right now?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
My trainer.
Got it.
Yeah. So it literally took us 2.5 hours to find a hotel. Finally got there, and this was 9:30, 10 at night,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean we almost got in a wreck too.
Yeah.
Dude blew a red light.
Well, you almost flattened somebody.
Yeah. Well, technically he would have got T-boned and he would have flew.
Right.
But
Well, yeah. All right.
because I mean we were just like creeping out on a green light and he just whoa, and if he would have kept going he would have hit his back end and he would have, I mean he was easily going 40 45, so he would have twisted that car sideways. And anyways, horrible experience for my first
That was your first trip?
load.
Mm.
And
Well, the first load's always the
well,
hardest.
the first load. My first real load.
Yeah. You've had those. I was going to say little kid loads, but I probably shouldn't word it like that.
No, don't. Yeah. I mean, we're rated R. Let's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Fuck them.
So what was your low?
My low point. Fuck, you ambushed me. I thought your story wasn't over yet. What was my low point? I always do this. I always have them both set down in my head, but I don't write them down, and I always forget them.
Gosh. Amateur hour.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you my high point, and I'm going to come back to the low
No,
point.
you have to
'cause I
start with
forget.
your low point.
I can't.
I need you to.
I can't.
I 100% need you to.
My low point, I just remembered it,
Nice.
was taking Kendall to the airport. Obviously, I had to take Kendall to the airport and drop her off for a week. And now I have to take care of her animals. Yeah.
That sucks.
Not a very in-depth story.
No, that's all you needed.
I'm going to go more into the story on the solo podcast. I actually have a whole segment
whole
devoted
spiel.
to it that she has not heard any of it yet.
Okay.
It's going to be good.
Nice.
So, high point of your life.
High point. I am going to do. I think I am going to do life here. Nothing good has come of getting this this new job.
No? Nothing good has come from the new job?
I got it for the money, and it's not coming yet. So,
Oh, okay.
um,
So you're going to reach back further than the last week or so?
yeah.
Last few weeks.
So, high point within the last half year, got engaged. Sorry. Got engaged
Yeah,
to my lovely fiance Jess,
that's good.
and the other high point is me asking my bro to be my best man.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
I had to throw the plug in.
Yeah. Yeah.
This way, you can't say no.
Oh,
If you do, I mean, I mean, you can.
I mean, okay. First of all, no.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
First of all, fuck you.
Yeah.
This podcast is over.
So, we've talked about it before,
Yeah,
so I knew it was coming.
yeah.
Yeah. I guess my high point, not that glorious. What day is it today? Friday?
Yes.
Wednesday?
Yes.
No, it was yesterday. Yesterday,
Thursday.
Thursday, I did something that we've talked about on the stream before that I shouldn't do anymore, and I walked into the gas station with a $20 bill in my pocket to get a Monster, and I put it in a slot machine, and I won $200.
And
that's it. I won $200 yesterday. Yeah. And then I walked out.
wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And then I breakfast clubbed it as
Fuck
I walked out the
yeah.
door.
Don't do it again.
What was the other? I had one more.
I mean, I think like everything is fine in moderation.
Gambling. Yeah, see, my new I don't know what I would call it. My new process would be only take $20.
Mm-hmm.
If I lose the 20, I lose the 20.
I mean, do it like once a month.
If I double it, I do it once a pay period. $20 per paycheck.
Twice a month. Yeah, that's not bad.
$20 per paycheck, unless I win. Then I'll kind of
Spur.
I'll use whatever I have. I'll put whatever I took out
Mm-hmm.
to gamble with. I'll put it back in the bank, and then I'll
So pretty much
do
you
whatever
took
I
that
had.
180. You took that 200, took out 20, and you used 180 to gamble with, or you kept the 200.
no. I mean,
But is that what you're talking about?
kind of. I'll take, like, let's say I walked in with 20, and I won $100.
Right.
Then I'll take that 20, put it back in the bank. I'll
Right.
have $100. I'll spend it on whatever I want to spend it on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just bonus money, and then I'll take 20 from that cut,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll re-gamble with it a week later or something like that.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And that's what I've been doing 4 trips in a row. And I won $75, $50, $100, and then $200
So
yesterday.
you're 4 for 4 now.
Yeah, I'm 4 for 4 on my last 4
Holy
tries.
shit!
It's all free money.
You should have got a lottery ticket.
Yeah. Well, I've been getting the Queen of Hearts drawings here in town. You know what Queen of Hearts is?
No.
It's a big board with all cards in the card deck, and they're all numbered. And you basically put a raffle ticket in, and if your ticket is drawn, you have a card number on there.
Okay.
They pull your card number. If it's the Queen of Hearts, you win the pot.
Okay. Okay.
And the one in Morris, shit, I just said the name of my town.
No, not theory. Well, now you. Now you have.
The one here,
Edit that out.
yeah, the one here in
Wanna hear
Morris
it? Beep.
has it's been up to like 1.5 million, like 3 times now. Yeah, and I think it's a big scam.
Probably 100%.
Yeah, like when it gets up that high, it's like, why are they gonna have the event and somebody draws the card on the first one? They're gonna be like, oh, we didn't see that one. You drew. Oh, it's a 3 of clubs. I'm sorry.
Right.
Oh, I guess we got to keep collecting money from you.
Do they do the Mega Million and like do they do the thing where they do the balls live?
Yeah.
They do. So
Yeah,
they
have a big ticket drum, but here's my theory.
Oh, theory.
On the
Conspiracy
board,
theory.
they have a box, a lock box with all of the cards in it. My theory is the Queen of Hearts isn't actually in that box
True.
until the game's halfway over. And then somebody, after closing time, is probably like, let's put the Queen of Hearts on the board now. And let's see what happens. Now that it's up to $2 million, I mean, we take 30% of it, no big deal.
Right. Right. Enough to fill my pockets for a month,
Yeah.
maybe a little longer. I mean, what's 30% of 2 million?
I don't know.
20% would be 20,000. Right.
No.
Oh, I failed algebra 1 twice. So, big facts.
No, big facts. We got big facts. 25% of 2 million is 500,000. So 20% would be like 400 and some change.
Okay.
400,000 and some change.
Yeah. Okay. Good math.
So that was high
Quick
point, low
maths.
point. Yeah, quick math. Do you have your list?
Yeah. I'm gonna do my skit. It's
Yeah.
choose one.
We have a little segment that Eli brought with him called
Find out the Beard's favorite brands.
Yeah, we're gonna. I had a name for it that I said I just picked like right off the top of my head earlier when we were talking, and I was like, oh, that's a good name for that, and I don't remember what it was.
I just stuck with choose one. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Pick one.
Sure.
So we're gonna start with foods. We'll go with the classic pepperoni or sausage.
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Unless, I mean, there's certain places where the sausage is just fire. Certain places.
No.
Not a lot.
No.
Not a lot. Not a lot.
Never had a fire sausage in my life.
Never. Iced coffee or regular coffee?
Neither.
What?
I don't drink coffee.
Oh my gosh. God. One day.
Nope.
One day. It's going to happen.
Negative. The closest thing to coffee I've ever gotten would be like the little glass bottle, like Starbucks Frappuccino things that they sell in the gas station. That's all I've drank. So that, I guess that
That's
would be
iced coffee.
Yeah, sure.
That's pretty much iced coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. I love those things. Do you want to go high dollar or low dollar on this one? Pick one.
High dollar?
High dollar.
Fuck yeah.
Olive Garden or Red Lobster?
Olive Garden is not high dollar.
Okay, first of all, if I can go there and spend $50 on two people, that's high dollar. And I have a $60,000 a year job.
Here's the thing, though. When you pay $50 at Olive Garden,
Actually, we spend a lot more than that.
you get $25 worth of good food.
And breadsticks, and salad, and soup, and more breadsticks.
I'm not impressed.
So are you going with Red Lobster here?
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet or sour?
Sweet.
Sweet?
Yeah.
You like
Gotta
them
go
sweet?
Gotta go with sweet.
Nikes or Adidas?
Nike.
Nike?
I would have to say Nike, but here's one thing that I do that my former stepdad
Yes.
absolutely fucking hates is mixing brands.
That's horrible.
Like he will not wear
Like,
different brands. Like he has to, if he's wearing Nike anything, he has to wear the rest of it Nike as well.
Oh, okay.
Shorts, shirt, shoes, socks. It's all got to be Nike or none of it's fucking Nike. All right. We're not going to wear an Adidas fucking shirt with Nike fucking shorts. You're out of your mind. Go burn in hell.
You might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
But I do it. So I don't, like right now I have
Like-
it on an Under Armour shirt and one shorts.
right. I mean,
'Cause I don't
when I think of it, I like Adidas more for shirts,
Sure.
but I like Nike shoes.
Yeah. Fuck Adidas shoes.
Right.
This podcast is not brought to you by Adidas. Adidas can go fuck themselves.
Except their shirts. They're nice. This was probably my favorite one. So we're going to probably save that for last.
Okay.
Apple or Android?
Android.
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck Apple.
Yeah.
Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix. I've never done Hulu.
See, it's making its way up.
No.
Hulu is. They're building. I mean, Netflix obviously is the OG,
Mm-hmm.
but Hulu is getting up there. Okay, UFC or boxing?
UFC. See, I like boxing more as a sport,
Yeah,
but as a spectator sport,
right.
UFC is more entertaining
Yeah,
because boxing nowadays is just fucking garbage.
yeah.
Like nobody's good.
I can see that. It's just
As
I
far
was
as
watching this video the other day of this huge dude.
yeah,
And I mean they say don't extend your arm all the way back because apparently a guy's just gonna get you.
but yeah,
I mean, it takes a lot less time,
mm-hmm.
but the power he's putting into these,
he's swinging for the fences.
I mean, he is demolishing, and you can't put your arms down because you're just cowering with fear.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched a little 5-minute montage of this dude, and he was just demolishing guys. For the last one, and this is my favorite, NFL or NBA? And I think I know your answer just because of what happened in the offseason and how your team in the NBA is doing this year.
NFL. I mean, it didn't really matter that LeBron left. When he left the first time,
I mean,
still watched.
You saw it coming.
Yeah. And the fact that he left Cleveland for LA totally makes sense. It makes sense because he's
100%.
coming to the end of his career.
Right.
And it's just a business decision.
Right.
He left for Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lakers are just a much bigger stage presence
Brand.
than Cleveland is. Fuck, who the fuck wants to live in Cleveland? And that's half the reason why he went to Miami. Number one, to play with friends, but number two, because it's fucking Miami. And when he went to Miami, I still watched Miami.
Right.
However,
who
the
wasn't?
Lakers...
They were
Right.
fucking Showtime.
The Lakers are fucking garbage, though. He literally only went to the Lakers to further his LeBron James brand.
First of all,
Because the Lakers are trash.
Brandon Ingram was about to beat the fuck out of Harden. Harden looked back like, what up, bro? What, do you see this ref? And then he got on that ref's face like he was about to beat the shit out of him.
Did you see? So, like, after he got in the ref's face and they separated everything and Brandon Ingram was walking away, and then off camera, the fight started, and Brandon Ingram
was running
just
back.
sprinted in and just
Clocked him.
Superman punched the first person he saw.
I wouldn't be surprised if you went back and he actually punched one of his own teammates. I mean, and actually today I heard a conspiracy that Rondo had a mouth guard, and there's no way you can spit with that thing.
Yeah, you can't.
We actually listened to that on the way here.
I don't know if he plays with a mouthpiece.
Well, that's the conspiracy I heard. He wears a mouth guard. There's no way you're spitting with that thing in. Unless he took it out walking up to Chris because they know that beef. They know. And he had to before the game. I mean, he was probably in the locker room like, I'm spitting in this motherfucker's face tonight.
I'm spitting in his face.
You give me the chance, Brandon, and I'm doing it.
You know what's funny, though, is LeBron is actually better friends with Chris Paul than he is with anybody on the Lakers team.
Anybody. I mean, I think he likes Brandon and Kuzma.
I don't like Brandon Ingram.
You don't?
No.
He looks like the NBA version of Post Malone. Like,
maybe that's why I don't like him.
well, I can see it. It's just, I think he has a lot of talent coming, and I think he's going to be an excellent player. I really like him. I like Kuzma a lot. I think I would like the Ball kid if it wasn't for his dad.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't remind me a lot of Steve Nash. It's just he has a lot of those characteristics. If he could drive better, he would be very good.
Yeah.
And now he's starting to be able to hit threes this year. I mean, I don't know. I would just like him a lot more if his dad was out of the fucking picture.
I don't think the Lakers will make the playoffs.
I don't see them. Really? You don't think they'll even make the playoffs?
I'm calling it right now.
Damn.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
I would be surprised if they didn't, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. It's a 50-50, I think. Just
remind me one more time what the FFA was.
Future Farmers of America.
Okay. Because Kendall is actually in the YouTube chat, and she said that she went to the FFA convention when she was in high school. And, honestly, that doesn't surprise me.
Not at all. You got a redneck girl.
Yeah. All right, so that was the longest high point, low point section we've ever had.
Well, no, that was my section.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did go into that. I just didn't have it written down.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we are through all of that,
Something else I want to, real quick. LeBron, while the fight was going on, LeBron's just grabbing Chris.
Mm-hmm.
like
I know.
He's not and the best part was I thought Brandon was about to beat the crap out of Carmelo. Like, Carmelo and Stevenson was the one that grabbed Brandon, and
I wouldn't have been mad.
At the end of it, I mean, Brandon and Carmelo were about to fight. Anyways, let's move on. But yeah, it was pretty funny that he was just grabbing on to Chris. Like, come here, give me a hug. Come here.
Come here, Chris.
Come here. I want to touch your genitals.
Can't be losing that State Farm sponsorship.
that banana boat.
State Farm deal
that banana boat vacation.
Okay. All right, so I'd like to take a moment out of the podcast here to apologize for the what day was that? What is today again? Monday. I would like to apologize for the Monday episode. It was we took an L on that one. It was just a bad episode. It was really bad. Neither of us were into it. It was honestly like that episode was worse than Adam Sandler's new stand-up special on Netflix.
Damn. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you're not missing much. No. Do you like Bo Burnham?
No.
You don't like Bo Burnham?
The guy who
tall, skinny kid that does like
the piano songs.
Yeah.
No, I don't really care for him.
All right. Well, you're definitely not gonna like Adam Sandler then. So yeah, I didn't have a whole lot put together for the episode, and like I said, we just weren't really into it. We weren't on the same page at all. It was very cringy the whole episode for the most part.
Watching your grandma take a bath.
Nobody will be seeing that. That video is gone forever.
Incinerated.
And I wasn't even recording it on Audacity either. So what the fuck is the point?
Failure.
Yeah. So
but we're here tonight.
This is the new episode 6. Yeah. So we're just picking up from there. So I apologize for the last 5 or 6 days of no content because I removed that last video.
Sure.
The reason it was so bad, the real underlying reason, is because this was the first episode where my mom was actually here for the recording.
Mm-hmm.
She was sitting right on the couch.
I bet that was weird.
It shouldn't have been. Like, your fiance is here right now, and it doesn't faze me at all.
I don't even think about her.
Right. But having my mom on the couch there, it just did something to me.
Social anxiety.
It really shut me down.
I could see that.
For no reason.
If my mom was in my room while I was streaming, that would be weird.
You just feel judged.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like that's another thing is like when I do an episode or something, I really want to post about it and I really want to spam it out and see
God damn it.
see what's going on or let people know. But I just have this underlying like fear of the people, my friends and family, the people that I work with, like watching it and not liking it, and now I have to work with that person or have to see that person and talk to that person, and they know about this thing that I do and they don't like it or it's not good to them, and I'm like, and I know my mom is not like that, but my mom hasn't seen a single episode.
See, that's gay. That's.
But yeah, so I just got this anxiety that I get.
Understandable.
Where it's just I just shut down because she was here during the recording. And it was a bad episode.
My sister, so Ross. Oh, I almost did it. So my town's power went out for the entire day, pretty much from 12 to 2 in the morning, and we were in the living room. And my sister, I was like, I have to get back to streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I was averaging 10 viewers, and my sister looks at me and she's like, "Oh, you gotta get back to your 2 viewers," and nothing hits home more than someone saying that kind of shit to you.
Someone bashing your lack of success thus far.
Right. It's like, first of all, B, don't you ever fucking come at me like that again. I will fuck you up.
You spitting that fire.
And I almost fought. I was.
You almost fought your sister.
I almost. I wasn't about to swing, but I called her a bad word.
Ooh.
And as a 15-year-old, I probably shouldn't be doing that. But that's how, I mean, she hurt my soul when she said that. Because I don't know, it's just that kind of stuff really triggers me. And I mean, going from no success to, you've talked about before, where like, you'll have no success and then you'll have some success and
then you'll go back to no success
and then you
again.
won't.
It's
and
crazy.
Then you go back and forth, and it's a roller coaster until you can finally get a community created, and you have some people. And until that actually comes, it's like, don't be a fucking douchebag about what I like to fucking do. But yeah, that's why whenever the family's around, I'm a little weirded out about it too.
Yeah, and I'm not really worried about like my family talking shit or something like that. I mean, I guess that is. That is.
I guess that's the kind of
maybe just not to my face because like.
Well, until
honestly,
you're successful, it's like,
yeah. Honestly, I could take just about anybody in my family, so I'm not
easily.
I'm not really worried about them
Easily.
talking shit to my face.
Right.
Not that I would ever fight my family.
Well, I don't know about your uncles.
Saying hypothetically. No, he's fine.
I don't think he would ever say shit to you, though.
Probably not.
Unless he was drunk.
But
they're cool guys. I don't think so. Anyways.
Yeah, but like I don't know. It's just about like you always think about or wonder what people are saying when you're not around.
Right.
And like that affects me in real time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but it is what it is. And I've always had a I don't know, some kind of issue with public speaking or anything like that. And Twitch has definitely helped. Live streaming video games has helped a lot.
I mean,
just because you're still talking to a group of people, you just don't have to look at them.
Right.
Which is a lot easier.
And that's the weird thing for me.
Is not being able to look at somebody when you're talking to them.
Yeah.
So we're the exact opposite. You wish you could have a face-to-face conversation with your viewers. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I just talked to one of my viewers today in Discord, and we had a fire conversation.
Fire.
Better than anything I've ever said in a stream. And even Braden chimed in and was like, "You guys are fucking hilarious right now."
I read it.
Oh, did you? Mm-hmm. And I was just thinking in my head, like, this was before my nap. And I was just thinking in my head, like, I can't do this. I can't do this on stream. It's like, maybe in the future, but it's so hard for me. And we'll get back to that later.
Well, I think, yeah, you're right. I have this set aside as like the last bit for the podcast here. So trying not to delve too much into it, but I did bring up the streaming aspect of social anxiety and all of that. So that's my fault. But like I think when I was working on my like public speaking skills and all of that, the biggest advice, the biggest tip, the best advice that I ever got was like trying to incorporate like comedy, trying to make people laugh.
Yeah,
and
that's the best.
It's good advice, but at the same time, it almost makes it worse because when you swing and miss, and you just hear the crickets chirping,
right?
It makes it that much worse.
Yeah, if it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
If it's bad, it's 2 times.
It's
bad.
Way bad. It's
So,
very bad.
I know exactly what you mean.
And that's another thing is like I love doing like I don't know, like impersonations.
Yeah.
Or like voices,
trying to be someone in a different, like trying to act as someone else.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like fucking everybody does Arnold and Schwarzenegger, like Arnold and Schwarzenegger. No, everybody does Arnold Schwarzenegger voices. Like almost everybody in the world can do Arnold. Yeah. So like,
right.
But when I do it, like I need somebody to tell me that it's good, or else I'm doing it and I'm thinking it
right.
like
exactly.
Like
Yeah.
fucking, like fucking, I don't know, like you call this flex tape? It's not even strong.
It's not. Can't even hold my boat.
And you got Stallone in the background. Hey, you go punch for punch with Gorilla Tape, you know?
So stupid. We're advertising 2 different tapes here.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's just, I don't know. It's a thing that I know that
I
I can
get
do, but I'm afraid to do
yeah,
it.
if you don't have any criticism, you don't know if you're doing it.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
as soon as I started doing that voice, I started sweating. I'm sweating right now.
Damn.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, so when I knew I had like a knack for like, I knew I've always kind of had a knack for being funny. That's just how we are.
That's how our whole group was.
And I knew I was really good at it when I got to the warehouse job at McLean. And I was making everyone laugh. And one of my good buddies at the warehouse was like, you should think about trying to be like a comedian and create skits or something. And I created a couple, but the worst part about my skits are they're like real life and all they have to do about is masturbation. So, yeah, so the problem with that is you can't talk to your family about that. Like, you can't like test your skits out on your family because then
Masturbation.
then you're sitting there talking to your family about masturbation skits, and that's just weird.
That was one of Eddie Murphy's early bits. He talked about how he did. I don't remember if he actually did a special and it was just his friends and family that showed up, or if he did it, not a special, but a show, and only those people showed up, or if he did it to them to see how people would react to his comedy. But he basically just did like a 5-minute skit on like taking a shit.
Wow.
And his family just
super simplistic.
yeah. But
So-
it was funny when he was doing it in his
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
It was funny to us, not to his family.
So, like, after everyone at work is telling me I'm funny and stuff, it's like, okay, well, I enjoyed streaming. I would like to get back into that after I pretty much have 2 streaming phases. But the most recent phase, I just want to try and be funny and build a community. But as I'm trying to build a community, I find out
It's
can't
not what it
fucking
seems.
talk to these guys about shit. like,
It's-
oh, hey, what's up? You want to talk about something?
Yeah.
You pick. It's like it's.
You pick.
I'm gonna pick a song.
I'm gonna play a song, and you guys figure out something to talk. And that's the hardest part about having a startup stream is it like it's hard to just talk.
Right.
It's hard to just talk
It is
without having somebody
until
to
you're
bounce
used
back
to
and
it.
forth with.
Right, exactly. And that's why I kind of like having you guys in Discord and being in there, because then I never really run out of things to talk about. But one night, Salami actually confronted me about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I told you about it, or if like he came at me reckless as fuck. Like, he was like, I've been watching you, and I've really figured out, like, you never know what to talk about, and you really wait for chat to start things rolling, or you'll say something and you'll get chat to try and roll with it and see what they make out of it. And like, that depressed me so bad that I mean,
what else are you supposed to do?
Well, it's just like, I can't believe he called me out like that. And at the time, like, that entire night after the stream, I was just like, is this even for me? like, should I do this?
Should I be in the streaming,
Like,
in the online entertainment
holy
industry
fuck.
at all?
Like, I'm just here to try and make some friends. And I've gotten along. Me and Salami have talked a lot more, and I've made a lot more friends since that date. And I'm glad I didn't stop, because that was really fucking depressing what he told me. But I mean, like, I was at that moment, on the verge. Like, I was like, wow, I really debated just stopping right there, and that was really shitty. Like 36 hours for me. It was horrible.
Yeah, the only real gripe that I have about your interaction is like the game that you play, obviously you understand that the game that you play isn't very conducive to interacting with chat.
Right.
But you try,
Yeah.
and when you try and you're in the middle of a song, you have a habit of starting a sentence and cutting it off completely.
Like
when
pausing
you, when
it?
you, no, like
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
while you're playing a song, you start talking in
Right.
the middle of like some lame session of the song.
Right. Right.
And then it kicks into the solo, and you
Right.
have to like focus, and your
Exactly.
conversation stops, and then it
Exactly.
never picks up again.
Sometimes it does, but sometimes it does not.
And that's why, like, whenever I go into a chat for anybody, I typically try to interact as much as possible, just to try to get things going a little bit.
The thing about it, like you said, it takes a lot of focus, and you watch some of these bigger streamers on this video game, and it's like they already know what to press, and they can just look at chat for days. Yeah. They don't even have to look at the screen. And I think it's just a practice thing. As long as you if you practice on keeping sentences short and being and people not typing something so big you have time to read it. As long as I can get more practice to that and keep practicing it, I think I'll be good. It's just right now that is a big problem of mine.
I also think that when you do come across longer messages or conversations that require more in-depth looks, you should just do your best to ignore it until you're out of the song.
Salami did that the other day, and I was like, Salami, you're just gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
Because I don't like pausing a song in the middle just to read something. I do it, but I hate it. And yeah, I just have to practice just doing that. I mean, yeah, but that's all it comes down to is practice.
Yeah.
I'll get better at it. I'm trash, so
hopefully.
Wow.
Because God, it's rough.
Wow.
So we're gonna rewind a little bit.
Okay.
Go back in time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Way back. Back in the 90s.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Actually, technically before the 90s. Right?
Are we?
Not us, but
Oh.
you know. So Eli and I have known each other for longer than we can actually remember.
True.
So I mean, we both had parental situations where our actual biological fathers and our biological mothers did not stay together.
Right.
They split up very quickly after.
Actually, my biological parents were never together.
There you go.
Yeah, ever.
So, all right, learned something about you today. Eli's got no dad. Eli's got no dad. No,
seriously though.
So,
yeah,
our parents split up shortly after we were born. But his stepfather, who I don't know when he came into your life, like
early,
early.
It was like 4 or 5.
So his stepfather that came into his life at a very young age was really good friends with my dad throughout their childhood and high school and all of that. So we're like second generation best friends.
Right.
Our fathers had a falling out though.
Definitely.
And I'm sure there's multiple sides to that story.
Over golf clubs.
Yeah, over
from what I understand.
And they just never let it go.
I think we still have them.
No.
Oh, no?
I remember Ron brought he brought a golf bag full of clubs. Not completely full, though. And my dad was like, I'm missing this fucking club.
What? Wow.
I was there when Ron brought the clubs back to my dad.
Wow.
I was actually with my dad at that time. And I remember him going through them and be like, they're not all here. They're not all here. And I'm like, dude, they're like 20 years old. Get some new fucking clubs.
No shit.
You don't even golf anymore anyways.
Holy fuck.
It was unreal. Hello, Tula. Kendall's not here, but Tula is still joining the
Okay,
podcast.
Go. Anyways, back about our fathers.
Our fathers.
Our fathers.
Our forefathers. So they were friends. We were friends for a long time, and then it turns out we lived across the street from each other. I don't know if that was ever by design, because my dad bought that house.
He bought that house?
Yeah. So it might
I
have
never
been,
even thought about how that ended up.
It might have been
I
by
thought
design.
it was just, now that I think more in depth about it,
They probably...
it was probably designed.
Yeah, they probably bought those houses across the street from each other for a reason.
I doubt Ron had very many friends because he was a douchebag.
I
hope he's not listening.
I doubt he's ever gonna hear this podcast.
I'll make sure he sees it.
Yeah.
Fucking douchebag.
Just clip the segment, send it to him.
Right.
So, just the small segment where you say, "I doubt Ron had any best friends. He's a fucking douchebag." Just send just that to him. So, we grew up across the street from each other for a long fucking time.
Oh yeah.
A very, 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 very long time.
Very.
And we had many other kids around our age. Most of them were a little older than us. So I'm 1 year older than he is, but we had friends that were 2 or 3 years older than us in our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And we all hung out. We all played football. All had LAN parties and shit.
Yeah.
With Halo and LAN and Halo for those of you who don't know. Kendall's friends, Kendall's followers that never grew up in the video game industry. A LAN party is called a local area network, which means you basically get Xboxes and PlayStations together in one house, and
That's
you
how
just
you give them all AIDS.
yeah, it's a fucking ring of death. You just connect them all, and you all play together in the same house on different TVs, and we'd get like huge groups of people and play
Oh yeah. That's
fucking all kinds of games at all kinds of different people's houses.
Dane's house.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I
remember my first back, where you hit him in the back in assassinations.
Uh-huh.
Fuck. Loved it. I hit that one kid, teabagged him, and never looked back.
So we had all that going on. We played football together. Your dad was a coach.
Yeah.
My dad couldn't be a coach because he had issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he helped out, but he was never actually on the coaching staff. He might have been like very early on, but later on he definitely wasn't. And then obviously you went to high school together for the most part.
I mean, you finished out your high school career at Hoopson.
It's just so my senior year, before my senior year, my parents moved us about 45 minutes away. And that's kind of when my life changed in a big way, because at that point, I'm driving 45 minutes to and from school every day because I wasn't about to change fucking high school as my senior year. Fuck that.
Right.
And then I had to get a job to pay for gas and my car and fucking my social life.
Man.
My high school social life fucking ended when my parents moved me from.
Right.
Which, in hindsight, I'm glad that they moved me out of that town.
Yeah. Because
that town is a black fucking hole.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. 100.
Yeah.
Big facts.
So, it's like, I don't know. Like, eventually, I kind of drifted apart from all of my friends. And to be honest, like, you're probably the only person from that town that I still even communicate with the exception of, regularly anyways, with the exception of Braden and Bryce.
Bryce, yeah.
Those are really, and Brady for a long time, but not so much anymore.
Since we switched over to computer.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a big thing.
It's like, I don't know how much you talked to him on Xbox either.
Never.
Right. That's what I thought. So
Jeff moved out of state.
Moved out of the country for a while.
Yeah.
So,
but it was like video games were really the only thing that kept any of us connected.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man, pretty much. I mean, I just went on a big drug spiel. You know what I mean?
Well, you guys.
What was it like? You moved, and then I became best friends with Braden, and we loved smoking weed.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
Brad moved in with Braden, and I loved to smoke weed with him. And then Braden got Brad kicked out, so I moved him into my house so we could keep smoking weed.
I remember that. Brad kind of moved around, like bounced around between a bunch of you guys.
because his parents lived fucking 15 miles out of town.
Then his parents were kind of religious, weren't
No, they're
No?
very. I mean, yeah, they're Christians, but they're very free spirited.
I thought
They're the Christians you want to know.
I
they're
kind
not
of
the
I kind of figured
Christians you don't.
he was kicked out
No.
because of all of that.
Oh no. His parents are fabulous human beings that I would sacrifice a nut for, and hopefully they clip that, send that to them.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, his parents have always been supportive of all their children, and he really just did not like going out there. He, what the fuck was that? Yeah, he. The majority of it is he's just a city guy. He does not like. I mean, he liked the country for the only reason that it was privacy and we could smoke out there without being bothered. But other than that, he liked the city life. So it was pretty much just, hey, can I stay with you? That'd be awesome. And we just grew our friendship from there. But the thing that was connecting us was marijuana. Until
Drugs are bad, kids. Okay.
oh man, actually, fun fact: Dare took weed off of their gateway drug, so we never actually let him down.
Probably because the world is more educated about marijuana nowadays, as opposed to 10 years ago.
Hey, it is what it is, but I can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
I will when I retire.
well, me neither.
I might
Not
die.
that I never smoked. I've never smoked anything in my life ever. Cigarettes.
You gotta try
weed.
it with
Never
me
tried.
when you retire.
Huh?
You should try it with me.
Try it when we retire.
Yeah, when we retire.
When
That's what me and Cody's plan is.
when we make
when
our
we-
millions on Bitcoin.
When we make
Retire
millions off
early.
Bitcoin, we move to Colorado, and Cody, we'll all retire and smoke some weed together.
Yeah,
Just once.
maybe.
Me and Cody will smoke multiple times, but
I'll
just try it.
I'll probably
Fine.
try it in the future.
just once.
Maybe. I don't know.
Honestly, I think you should give it to kids when they turn 10.
When they turn 10,
Just
no, that's
once,
when it fucks
you know,
them up.
just like LeBron's letting his kids drink wine at the family table. You know, he's letting his kids drink responsibly. You know, he's teaching them to drink responsibly at the age of 10.
He's giving them the alcoholism.
The alcoholisms. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's all bullshit. by
no,
the way,
I
but
mean, I
we'll get
do
into that
think
later.
everyone should try it, but definitely responsibly and at your own risk.
Right. And there are studies that I didn't do, so I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Right.
But I've understood, I've read that if you do it in your mid-20s, it has absolutely no effect on your brain. But if you do it before you're fully developed,
I've definitely heard of this.
it could have some negative impact on your brain.
Yeah, and I could, I can
You can attest to that.
attest to that
Yeah,
100%.
So yeah, so I mean, we've all grown apart, and we've all grown apart from the friends that we used to have back then too.
Right.
But and for a while there, we grew apart
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah, I remember I was smoking so much damn weed with with new friends in town. I mean, especially after I got that pizza job with all the junkies, all the soon-to-be junkies in that town.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just drinking and smoking and having a good old time for about a whole year, and then you text me and you're like, "Motherfucker."
I did kind of light you up a couple of times.
You lit me up, and I mean, it's hard to say how that affected me, like, because I have no fucking clue because I smoke so much, I can't fucking remember. But I mean, I can say like it touched me in an appropriate way, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, I mean, I never realized, I guess, how much it was really fucking our relationship up, and I'm like, oh shit, fucking goddamn, okay, and it's like we just never even talked about it. After that, it's just like,
yeah,
I don't even remember exactly what you said. It's
either.
just you were like, you're pretty much just like,
you're
you're a
doing
fucking
some
loser, you're a fucking loser, and you need to quit. And I'm just like, you're right, but I just need my marijuana.
I need my fix, dog. Yeah.
So.
Jay Newton.
James?
I fucking have
Kyle?
no idea.
Is that Kyle?
Where's the hot girl? I only come to the stream for the hot girl. The hot girl is in Ireland.
The hot girl is on the couch behind the screen. I am the hot girl tonight.
Yeah, he is the hot girl.
So if you don't, appreciate that, then you can hit that follow button. And
We appreciate a follow button. Oh, that's something that I didn't do, was plug my 50 follower goal.
oh,
I'll do it later.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna make a standalone video for it.
Yeah,
That way I can put that shit. You're a 4.
actually, I really appreciate that.
He really appreciates that 4.
Honestly, I thought I was a 2.
That's a solid,
But
yeah,
that's 2 more than
100% increase
so,
than he
right,
was.
right, 100% increase.
You're twice as hot as you thought you were.
Exactly.
That's pretty good.
But the bad part is now to do that again, I have to be an 8.
Yeah, that's a reach.
That's a bridge.
Stretching.
I don't know. I'll start building, I guess.
So yeah,
Get my blush on. Oh, that should be a saying from her. Get my blush on.
I get my blush on.
Ooh, I like that. That's saucy.
I'm gonna get my blush on.
I'm getting wet just thinking about it. Okay, so what's the next? What's going on now?
So we used to do this thing when we had our LAN parties. When we were linking up.
And didn't it originate from? It originated in school.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it was pretty much just supposed to be like a 24-hour.
So we labeled it the Nest Fest.
The Nest Fest.
The Nest Fest. We'd get together. There'd be a big group of us, and we'd all stay in one person's house.
Yes.
And I think we even did it annually for a few years.
It was awesome.
We'd get all of us together, and we would just LAN party, get a bunch of fucking caffeine, play video games for 18 hours straight.
Man, bringing back times.
And then we'd sleep for 12 hours.
Oh yeah.
And then we'd wake up and do it again the next day.
Do it again.
And it became an annual thing. We'd pick a day out of the summer, and we'd all get together and have a Nest Fest. Call of Duty and Halo, yeah.
Halo 3, and oh my gosh, those were the days.
But we can't do that anymore.
No, I mean we could.
I mean, it's hard.
It's definitely hard. Yeah.
Well,
it's a lot harder because I didn't get as triggered back then.
Well, yeah. I don't think that we could actually physically do it. And I have a theory as to why.
With enough adrenaline shots, I think.
So I don't know. Not only do we have to do adult things nowadays, but I feel like, and this is my theory as to why people feel old or get old or whatever. I don't think that getting old, until you're actually really old, I don't think that actually getting older has that much of an effect on that kind of thing. I think that turning into an adult and having to do adult things, you train your body, you train your mind to be like that, and then it's so much harder to revert back to the way that you were, even if it's just for a weekend. I mean, people can go out and binge drink and stay up till 4 a.m.
easily,
but that's not what we did.
No,
Not even fucking close.
no.
We'd wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and play video games until 8 o'clock the next morning.
Right.
And then we'd sleep for a few hours, and we wake up and do it all over
till
again.
8 at night, and then until we were back on our normal schedule.
Yeah. But I don't think that getting old actually has that much of an effect. I think it's you just train yourself. You train yourself to be an adult, and being an adult, it's fucking boring.
It's horrible.
There, I said it. This fucking sucks. I hate going to work. Hey.
She's got the collar on. Just press that button.
Press the self-destruct button. But yeah, that's my theory on getting older.
Yeah,
and it's we can still stay up until 2 a.m. and play video games,
easily.
But
it's just we never really find the time.
Just get
because
tired.
of adult shit.
I get tired.
I mean, honestly, I could stay up and play Blackout.
Yeah.
A lot longer than I would like to admit.
Yep.
But it's just
You've just you got yourself trained to be an adult, and it's hard to go back to being a kid. So
that sucks. That's depressing.
Yeah, it is. Well, welcome to life. Life fucking
life has
sucks.
Always been depressing.
Yeah. So we've kind of already talked about what you do now, and how I don't know if we covered your job paying for your training. So basically, we have not similar jobs, but we had similar situations leading to our jobs where we have the company that we work for actually pay us to go to a school. I went to the academy for 6 weeks. He went to a schooling, like a trade school.
College. Yeah.
Essentially.
It was a community college.
But we were paid to do it. We didn't have to pay for schooling.
Right.
Neither.
Unless I quit.
I think you went to college. Didn't you go to college for a little bit?
For less than a semester, I dropped out.
Same.
Nice.
I went for half a semester.
I remember you dropping out.
I went to a half a semester, and it cost me $1,200.
Hell yeah.
And then I withdrew with two failing grades.
You didn't have fast food, did you?
No, my parents made too much.
Right.
Yeah.
This was after my parents' divorce, so I got all the hookups. Unfortunately, I just couldn't get fast food for like another 5 years if I didn't pay it off.
Yeah, well, here's the thing is, like, if I were to ever go back to school, I have the stipulation now to where I have to maintain like a B average across all of my classes, or they'll pull my funding.
Ooh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Which it's
since I withdrew.
But when you become an adult, it makes it a lot easier. In my case,
it makes what a lot easier? Paying for school?
No.
Or going to school?
Well, for instance, if your job was like, okay, we're going to put you in a new position where you're going to have to go to college and get a degree in business administration or something. I don't fucking know. I'm just throwing words out there. I guarantee you could do it.
Yeah.
Easily now. Easily. But I mean, back in the day, I couldn't have done it on my own, but with a purpose behind it and just being an adult now. It makes it a shit ton easier in my head. It may
Well, I think nowadays you probably understand how difficult it is to actually get out and get through some shit and do adult things. It's not easy. So if you have somebody that's going to say, "Hey, we have this laid out for you. Go do this, and you can do this as your job," you're like, "Fuck yeah, that's a lot easier than what I was doing."
Right.
And that's kind of where I was. Like I've said before, I'm always throwing random shit against the wall, trying to get something to stick to not have to work anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And back then I was, can you open that bedroom door and let the cat out? I was, going to school of sorts, I guess. I paid for an online course
Oh, for what?
for personal training.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And I had the textbook. Really, all I paid for was the book.
Your parents fucked you.
She's just let them play. The cat is pissed off right now. He's pissed because random people are in the apartment. And the dog is like, it's fucking go time, let's play. He will scratch the shit out of you.
Oh, that's fine.
What was I saying? So yeah, I was doing a class of sorts for personal training.
Yeah.
But I really had
That's
no
when
direction.
we were going to gym together.
No. I was doing that that was right before I got my job now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was like a year later. But it's hard. Like, I just remember over one summer, I probably filled out 30 applications to different places, and I couldn't even get interviews.
I remember this was like years prior, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And
this was like the 2 or 3 years leading up to me getting my job. So like from 20 to 23, I was just a fucking struggle, pure struggle. But I wasn't about to go back and waste money on school.
yeah, right.
Until like I used some extra money on the class for personal training.
Now, let's look at both like sides of the table here. I mean, if your parents wouldn't have kind of forced that, and you think you would have actually stayed with if you think you actually would have stayed with personal training, do you think where do you think, like, height-wise, you would be today in personal training compared to where you are now?
I have no idea. And it's like...
Do you think you would have been happier? Well, then again, you could also go about the route where you never would have met Kendall.
Right. I never would have met Kendall.
That would suck.
Who knows where the personal training would have ended up.
Right.
And I think, even looking back, when I was extremely conflicted on whether or not I wanted to continue the personal training or take this job. Looking back on that, I think that I made the right decision.
Yeah.
Even if I would have been able to become successful with personal training, it would have been so difficult. It would have been such a huge mountain to climb that I don't know if it would have turned out, and I would have essentially been turning down a straight up starting paycheck of $60,000 a year for something that may or may not work. I may or may not make $10 an hour at a gym doing personal training.
Right, and that's why I really like Twitch.
Yeah,
because you can just do it in your off time.
Right,
and if it works, just like for Tim, like if it works, you can just go put your 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool to me.
Yeah. So,
but for me, yeah, I worked at the warehouse for about a year and 3 months, and the first 9 months were awesome. I loved it. I got a great workout. I was walking 13 miles a day, and I bid out of that job to become a forklift driver, which ended up being the worst job ever.
Why? In my prior warehouse experience, forklift drivers had the easiest job.
Yeah, it's true. You do have the easiest job if you are well manned. We were always a man or two down, just because we just didn't have those employees.
Like you were down a driver or two?
Yeah. They just couldn't bring people in. And the other thing is there's this one motherfucker who just takes every fucking Saturday off in the year. And what that does to us is on Fridays and Saturdays, we can't leave until the modules are done and all the item is down to the loaders. So with this guy being gone every Saturday, and that makes another motherfucker want to call in because he's already thinking someone else is going to call in because no one wants to be there.
We have the exact same trickle-down effect.
Yeah.
When it comes to, like, weekends or holidays.
Right.
Especially holidays. Not so much on weekends, but holidays for sure. Like, if we know that first shifters are going to call in, third shifters will call in the night before, and second shifters the day before will get mandated. They know they're going to get mandated because the next two shifts are going to call in. So second shifters the day before will call in.
Right.
And you got like 4 shifts worth that are like, no, we're not coming in today. So you got like 36 hours worth of, I don't know, just bullshit at the prison.
Yeah.
The people that actually do come to work get fucked.
So then the bid came up on the board for a truck driving program, and I remember this was the second time I had put in for it because I wanted it bad, and the way they advertised it was like guaranteed $1,250 a week, and I'm like, give me it. So pretty much, yeah, I went in and talked to the general manager of the warehouse like 5 times, and I was like, hey, I got this, right? I'm getting it, right?
And then you got it, and you're like, this fucking sucks.
Well, no, the 6 weeks of the class were some of the best time of my life. Just the guys were all cool, the driver instructors were cool. I mean, it was just a cool experience, and once you get out of that, it's like this is the real world, and this is how driving's actually done. So yeah. It's, you get that training for a job, and it turns out to be nothing like what the actual job is.
So, a few weeks ago, I had a conversation with a state trooper that came to the prison to make an arrest. And he was basically telling us about how the worst thing that the state did was require state troopers to have a degree. He said the quality of their officers went down so much because they had to have people that had a degree, but these people were stupid.
Right.
They had no people skills.
Right. You
had no real world knowledge because all you've done so far in your entire life is go to school.
Right.
And yeah, he was basically like, these people are idiots. They have no people skills. They've wasted their time, and now we have to hire them because that's the only people we can hire.
Right. I don't understand that. I do understand it because that's just the way the world, just corporations work. But I don't understand how they think that guy is more suitable than a guy who's been here 10 years and knows the system inside and out. I mean, it makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's just it was interesting hearing him talk about how the worst thing that they ever did was require a degree. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And and honestly, as of recently, as of what I've learned about McLean, is the way the system works is, I don't know if you have to become a supervisor first, but you pretty much in the warehouse and at the whole facility for us, it goes warehouse supervisor, like the guy I would talk to about, am I getting this? And then trans manager, and I don't know what is below. I think it's supervisor is below that. Not sure, but I know you have to go to college to become the warehouse supervisor, and then you can transfer out to trans manager, and then you can transfer out to be vice president of a whole warehouse. And those guys make easily 6 figures. And if I can get McLean to pay for an entire degree for me, you better believe I'm going to. Because I will do that in a heartbeat.
Yep. Might as well try.
Might as well try.
There are, like, as far as I can tell, I mean, the only thing that I've ever seen a degree be useful for is moving up in a company.
Right. That's all it is.
But, like...
And if you don't have to pay for it, you might as well get it.
Yeah. But so few people go out on their own, pay for college, get their degree,
right. And have nothing to use
and then go to a job for that degree or get an internship out of college and use the degree and then move on to be successful. It's just, it can't be that high of a success rate.
Right.
I'll fact check that later on.
We'll fact check it.
I'll let you guys know next time.
Let's have our stats person.
Yeah.
She can be our stats person.
But
we need the fact check.
I'm actually going to do a segment. So what I'm going to do is every episode, at the beginning of the episode, I'm going to go through a fact check list that I did over the off days about the last episode.
I like that.
I'm going to start that.
I like that.
Yeah. Anyways. So.
But we got a stats person.
I don't need it. Moving on. So, we have those jobs without degrees.
Right.
We make decent money.
Decent.
And that, yeah.
I would think better than about... Oh, we would need this stat, too. I wonder how much...
Like, the median income is, like, 50 grand, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was, like, 40.
I don't think so. I think it's, like, 50. But that doesn't mean shit, because that means you have half the population that's in poverty.
Yeah.
Just about.
It's the United States.
Because, I mean, honestly, if you're making less than $40,000, you're not living on your own anywhere.
No.
Unless you're out in the fucking boonies in the middle of nowhere with nothing to do and nothing to have. Like, you're in poverty. You are considered poor.
Yeah, that's
mind-numbing. And he doesn't want to give us our fucking raises. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
But, like I said, we're always throwing shit against the wall. Seeing if we can make something, if we can take something and run with it and make some extra money on the sides.
Point.
Yeah. Request network. And we picked up, like we said earlier, I told you I was going to finish out the podcast on this. We picked up streaming and just...
God damn.
We picked up streaming and just online entertainment in general, video games stuff, and obviously my podcast is live streamed now. As just a side hobby that has potential to actually be something someday, if we could. And I asked you this off stream, or I said that I was going to ask you this off stream, and I'm just going to lead with it. Why don't you have a YouTube?
Oh shit! I thought it was going to be the other question. Too much work, man. Yeah. I mean, honestly, YouTube for the community and the game I play on Twitch, it's best to have a YouTube as well, because that's what is gonna get you more. What's the word I'm looking for? Viewership. Oh, not just viewership, but like exposure. Exposure. Yeah. The biggest streamer in my game, that's where he gets all of his people but then again, he's a god. So it makes sense to try a YouTube, but at the same time, I don't have the kind of time to just sit down and get all of these clips from a 4 or 5 hour stream.
Well,
and I don't have really clips.
Here's what, because I felt the same way for the longest time, and this is my first YouTube channel. Right. Here's my thing now. With the introduction of YouTube Live, the live streaming, and you can use what I use, which is Restream, and just hook the Restream up to your Streamlabs, your streaming broadcasting service. Yeah. You can stream to both Twitch and YouTube at the exact same time, and your live stream will automatically be uploaded as a static video on your YouTube channel. For me, in my mind, there's no reason not to do that. As far as video editing and making smaller videos, because obviously
Well,
it's daunting to sit there and watch a 5-hour YouTube video.
Right.
I understand the video editing and taking clips out is a lot of work, but it can be done.
I can understand it for like a podcast because, I mean,
well, even just the live stream, you're still live streaming to an audience.
Right.
You have a larger upside on YouTube because more people are on YouTube than are on Twitch.
Yeah, yes, I agree with that.
It's super easy, and I'll even show you what Restream looks like and how to put it on your Streamlabs, because it's just so easy just to stream live. You don't even have to worry about your YouTube. You just stream live to it.
I get
and
that.
It saves the video.
I just don't want to post something on YouTube that I just don't like. Like, a big part about Guitar Hero is like FCing songs, or I mean that's what people like to see. You playing one of the hardest goddamn songs on the game and hitting every goddamn note, not messing up a combo, or having a fantastic personality. And then you're going to cut those into clips where everything in either a 3-4 day period, all the good stuff in those 4 days, 3 days, is in this 5-minute clip that is on YouTube. And if I mean, I get what you're saying about, like, I could stream live on YouTube.
Yeah, don't even worry about making clips. Don't worry about editing. Just use it as another streaming service.
Okay.
Just think of YouTube as a larger exposure version of Twitch.
I got it.
It's just another streaming service that you can use because people on YouTube will watch your live stream. And more people know of YouTube than know of Twitch.
I never even thought about that.
And you don't worry about posting extra videos or editing. Just use it as a live stream. You don't even have to save your live streams onto your YouTube channel if you don't want to. I would, because you can get views.
Right.
Like, any extra views or thumbs ups will help your channel grow. So there's no reason not to, like, leave your video there. If people don't watch it, who gives a shit? You still did the live stream.
Right.
Nobody watches VODs on Twitch. Fucking nobody.
Nobody
goes into your videos tab like, I'm going to watch the last stream.
Okay, except for Bob Ross.
Right.
Unless you're talking about Bob Ross. But yeah, I can't, like, I definitely thought about it. And I was looking on Fiverr for people, and even Cody was like, well, I can do video editing, and if you want to pay me. And I'm like, okay, well, he literally, oh my God, just sticks his head out. Like, he's under the cabinet, just sticks his head out and just goes back in. He's like, yeah, if you want to pay me,
eventually.
If you want to pay me. And I'm like, you know, I don't have as big of a viewership as I would like.
Yeah, we're not going to fucking... There's no reason to pay for anything for your live streaming service at this point, because you don't make anything yet.
Right. It's just...
If you had a profit margin, I could see maybe spending a little bit of it to up the quality of your content. But if you don't, there's no reason. Just put out what you can and build your community.
So yeah, it's crossed my mind. It's just I haven't seen it viable yet. Like, to do what I want to be able to do on YouTube. But I can see what you're talking about just having to... What the fuck?
I'm going to put him up. Hold on a minute.
He's out.
He just full on went for Eli. The dog didn't do it. Oh.
Really?
Good job.
I forgot about that happening.
She said, I forgot. I totally forgot about that. What's up, Blake J? He's like, the dog didn't do it. Oh, wait. Yeah, I forgot he peed. My bad. What's up, Blake J? What's going on? Professionalism.
I did my best to entertain him.
I tried to ignore it as long as I possibly could. But in the middle of the fucking stream, the dog pissed on the carpet and the cat attacked the guest because he doesn't like strangers.
Yeah.
So they're both away now. They're both locked up.
Like, He didn't touch me or anything. Like, I actually felt the wind go by my leg, and I was like, whoa. And he's just sitting here like,
Those animals are fucking embarrassing.
wild.
Yeah.
Like, that cat's wild. I like him though.
The fact
He's
that
got
he
spunk.
just flew off the fucking handle at random right there.
I did not expect it. Like, I thought that him just poking his head out, hissing at me was like
That's
the
all he
last
does.
straw. I thought
He's
that
all
was
talk.
it.
He's all talk.
And apparently not. He's swinging for the fences right there.
Well, fuck that guy.
Fuck that. Hey, he's got spunk.
Anyways,
He's got spunk. I like him.
what made you start on Twitch? Where did you first hear about Twitch or find Twitch?
I would say, I mean, I don't know how I first found out about Twitch.
You don't remember the first time you started watching Twitch?
When I think of Twitch, my first experiences, I think of Tim playing Call of Duty. I don't know what you think of, but I think of Tim playing Call of Duty and fuck, do I have any prior experiences than that? I mean, I mean, that's all I really think of is just back when he would have like super cool songs as like his follow. And I mean, this was before like he did the whole screen in on you on his face.
Right.
And I mean,
Before he had the high production
right,
quality.
high production quality. But I mean, that's where I first noticed it, and then I was just at a shitty job working in a machine shop, and I'm like, you know, I want to be really fucking good at League of Legends. And I've had post success with video games. I could have been semi-pro at Halo a long time ago, but just didn't have the connection for it.
Now you're washed up.
Now I'm all washed up.
Yeah.
But I mean, and then you find out how hard League of Legends really is. And I mean, then I wanted to get really good at CS:GO, and that took me pretty far, but then I stopped. But I mean, it's just I got into it because I hated my job and I wanted to do something that would actually like make me happy.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, everyone, like you said, everyone left. Everyone kind of just split. And I was like, well, you know, I think it's always kind of been about making friends for me and, you know, just trying to have laughs. But at the same time, it's like I would like to be able to do this as a job.
Trying to create quality.
Right.
Quality
But
content.
when you try, like when you're trying to do what I was doing, as in streaming on League of Legends or streaming on Counter-Strike, I mean, you're going to get nowhere unless you're a professional already.
Yeah, those markets are so saturated that nobody's going to find you under the
thousands,
100,000 streamers.
of streamers. So it's like, and until I did hit success in Counter-Strike, where I was a betting machine for all of 8 hours, it made $15,000. It had 150 viewers. I mean, for a solid 2 hours, and I even gave away a fucking fire serpent. Gave a $300 skin away just because I finally hit the fucking follow I think it was like 400 or something. I don't know. Anyways, I mean, I did hit some pretty major success, but that's banned now. And
yeah, after the whole falling out.
Gaben fucked that up.
Oof.
Actually, I think it was Phantom Lord and
Who was that fucking kid?
Syndicate.
Syndicate
It was
and
Syndicate,
the
Phantom Lord,
other
and
kid that did the Call of Duty endowment stuff.
Yep.
The race to
Yep.
prestige.
And he made the video saying it wasn't him.
Yeah, whatever.
It wasn't me, guys. I swear to God. And then you go in, the dude shows the pictures of his name being the owner, and it's like, you never heard of him again.
Nope. He actually was at not this Call of Duty, but the previous Call of Duty. He was at the race to prestige event again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. So, just have one more little bit here. I'm going to tell my story about my first experiences on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So I was introduced to Twitch by you.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw you playing League of Legends, I didn't even have a computer yet. So when I finally got my computer, well, I started watching Twitch on the Xbox. But
Right.
when I finally got my computer and actually got into Twitch, pause the story. Spotted has followed. Thank you
I saw
for the
that.
follow, Spotted.
Thank you.
So when I finally got a computer and got into Twitch and League of Legends, because League of Legends was the first game that I watched on Twitch. You introduced me to it when they were doing like the Worlds tournament.
Oh, dude, I was high the first time I watched it. I was so goddamn high, and it was the number one thing on Twitch, and I watched it, and I was like, "What is this?" And oh man, that was crazy.
So like everything all kind of happened at once for me. Like you introduced me to Twitch. I got my new job. I was able to afford to build my own gaming computer.
Right. With the help of an Amazon gift card.
Yeah. No, I did my first build with cash.
Oh, really?
I gutted
I
it
forgot about that.
2 years ago with
Yeah,
the
I remember that. I remember the gutting.
So like when the first person that I ever subbed to was Tim the Tab Man,
Really?
back when he had 1,000 viewers and 2,000 subs maybe or something like that. So he was not very big. Not very big time. He hasn't changed a whole lot since then.
No,
He used to play a lot of Call of Duty.
but that army has been
Yeah,
taking
now he's
in
got like
recruits.
15 to 30,000 viewers every night and 40,000 plus subs,
Right.
paid subscribers.
All tier 3s.
So like being the big Call of Duty kids that we were, but definitely the big Call of Duty kid that I was. Tim was the biggest part of Twitch for me.
Right.
And right before I got my job, right before I built my computer, but I was still watching Tim on the Xbox. Like I said, I had Twitch on my Xbox. Tim's channel, Tim's content, did like it basically did huge things for me because at that time, which was a little over 4 years ago, is when it was like that was around the time that my father passed away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So like having that there to escape all of that was huge for me.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
And that's kind of where my inspiration for streaming came from.
Okay.
Was to try to be something for someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's really what the entertainment industry was built for.
Right.
Was to help people escape reality, basically.
Yeah.
Because fucking life sucks, like we said earlier.
Right.
Life sucks. And I think that a lot of that is lost on people that really underestimate just the weight of the entertainment industry and the weight of entertainers themselves and how much these people carry with them. And like some people say it, I've never said it to Tim, because I have no interest in, I don't know, like, sure, it would
Trying
be
to make someone...
right. It's
Yeah.
just it's a weird situation to like confront him with something like that, but like I wouldn't ever bring that to him and look for something in return out of that. And I know that people have, people donate and say, hey, something had this happen and thank you and blah blah blah, and it's an awkward moment during a live stream.
Right.
But
Like, I remember, like, I think the first person I ever subbed to was the Doc.
yeah.
And I remember seeing a donation come through, and the guy was like, I've been thinking about suicide, and your content has really helped me.
I
just
honestly think I remember that.
and the Doc just took it perfectly. I like the fucking beastly man he is. He handled it perfectly and said exactly what he needed to say, and it's just that's fucking awkward. And at the same time, if as in a streamer, if you're the person getting it, I mean, you have to be able to maybe not exactly be able to understand it, but know that, I mean, they're going through that, and you don't have to bear it on your shoulders,
Right.
but you do want to be there for them. And I mean, I think it could get to certain people. I mean, I think it all depends on what kind of person you are and how you take things. I'm not sure on that, though. It could probably get to everyone.
Yeah. But like I said, that's essentially where, maybe not necessarily when I decided that I wanted to stream, but that's when I really found an appreciation for content creators, YouTube video creators,
Right.
and live streamers, because you see the stuff like that, and then it's always different when it happens to you and when you're a part of it,
Yeah.
and when you really appreciate the things that people do. So, thanks for coming.
You're stupid.
Is it bad? Is it bad that I'm drinking while talking about it, and that's how my father died? You don't have to
No,
answer that. That's a
no,
rhetorical
I don't think
question.
Personally.
Thanks for driving up here
Yeah, no
and
problem.
being on the cast.
I told you I would.
So, cheers to you. Cheers to you.
We'll drink
guys.
another beer before we leave.
Yeah.
But
So,
Hell
as I
yeah.
said before, Eli live streams, twitch.tv/Wizix. That's VVIZIX. Because he can't do an actual W.
I'm working on it. I'm currently working on it.
Yeah. So be sure to follow us, like, subscribe. I said subscribe. Like,
Yes. On me.
thumbs
Subscribe
up,
to me.
subscribe. Yeah, you can subscribe to him.
Subscribe to me.
You have to follow our channel first. We're not to the subscriber
Right,
level yet.
right. We're getting there.
Follow us on Twitch. I'll be live Monday by myself for a solo show. Until then,
Beards and blush out.
I don't know. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys Monday.
Of course.